Champions League kit, and with star signing Luis Diaz in the starting lineup for the very first time. James Thurrogate, your match commentator, and delighted to have the pleasure of your company for this clash at the Allianz Arena. Pre-season friendlies can sometimes be drab affairs, but I tell you what, this is a very exciting encounter to look forward to. Harry Kane taking on his former club, Tottenham, a side that finally ended their wait for a major piece of silverware as they claimed the Europa League title at the end of last season. Harry Kane sent his well wishes to the club for that achievement, what I'm sure he would have liked to be a part of himself, but then, truth be told, he was part of silverware winning efforts on Bayern's side anyway, and as he himself put it, all of the individual awards, none compared to that Bundesliga title. A look at the starting lineup, and it is a pretty much full strength one for Vincent Kompany midfield, and Harry Kane playing in front of a front line that contains 16 days after Spurs had won the Europa League. But the new man on the Bayern books, Luis Diaz, getting the ball rolling at the alley, though he will give chase. Now the blonde tips of the Colombian Luis Diaz, making him a little bit easier to spot out on the pitch. A little slip there, but he gets onto the header from Leon Goretzka. It was James Rodriguez, the former Colombian international that played for Bayern back in the day, made 67 appearances, 15 goals scored. He said it's the right decision for Lucho. That is, here is Luis Diaz, one-on-one with Pedro Porro. There he's in the Premier League. Already on occasion as Luis Diaz then winning the ball back against Joao Paulinho. Penalised by the referee, Robert Hartmann pleads his innocence. A foul on the man that was initially his translator when he joined the club, Luis Diaz, but Paulinho is now Kane flicking it on. The first time pass looking for Luis Diaz. Kane has come off second best in the challenge. Has actually won the free kick for Bayern. Again, Bayern's high press, forcing the turnover. It's Romero who went through the... But progress needs to be shown. Bayern aren't a side to settle for one title. Diaz round the corner. Kudus tracks back well, but it's a corner to Bayern. Him asking for his kit. Meanwhile, Robert Hartmann keeping a close eye on all the jostling going on inside that congested 6-yard box. Luis Diaz seems to have caught his attention. Goretzka saying, well, I got pushed into you, to Bentancur. Here comes the corner, right into the mix it goes. Vicario with a hand to the ball, not cleared. Nightmarish delivery there for any backline to deal with from Joshua Kimmich, as Olise trying to put it back in the mix. Harry Kane, lovely first touch, brilliant second. Bayern lead by a goal to nil as Harry Kane scores against his former club at the Allianz Arena. What a classy, classy goal from the England captain. Bayern deserving of an opening. Hint of offside about it. Well, let's take a moment just to marvel at the brilliance here of Harry Kane. The skill, the composure, and then the finishing quality to find the batters. They've got the opening goal. They've got it from their star man, Harry Kane. And here's their new star man, Luis Diaz, looking to make something happen. Kane's touched by Stanisic. Bayern have a penalty. And this bright start from Bayern. Joao Paulinho, fresh from joining Tottenham on loan from Bayern, conceding a penalty on his old Bundesliga last season for Harry Kane. But he misses from the spot here. A rarity in a competitive fixture. A slip of the studs. And the penalty fails to find the target. Well, that is not something. Takes the sting out of the situation momentarily. Kimmich darting pass out to Coman. Cut back to Diaz. Not the cleanest of connections from the Colombian. Goes wide. Brilliant interplay though from Bayern. And then you see what Luis Diaz brings to the table from that left wing role. How many times when raking pass, Diaz the target, holding off the challenge of Pedro Porro. Had the beating of him as well, Luis Diaz, but no favours given there by the referee. Goretzka ends up chasing. Stanisic and Diaz combining well on this left wing, but he's battling away against Romero and Porro. Luis Diaz, he's giving these Bayern fans a real sight of perhaps what's to come. Lovely cross in, and it's just over the head of Kingsley Coman at the back post. Well, I tell you what, the way that these Tottenham defenders are approaching Luis Diaz, this is not playing out like a pre-season friendly for the Colombian, but look at this. Skill, physical presence, composure. Agility, brilliant highlight moment there for Luis Diaz. Moments like this, exactly why these Bayern fans are so excited about the prospect of the Colombian joining their ranks. Nice ball, Kingsley Coman. First touch taken away from Van der Ven. In the World Cup quarter-finals against France, a game in which he took 2 penalties. Scored the first, missed the second. 30 of 30 for club and country since then. It's Goretzka! Wonderful bit of play. Purposeful, powerful. Got out though. Having a good game so far in midfield, Leon Goretzka. I think Kane tried to go for the dummy, didn't quite put it off. Stanisic wins the ball well. Olise finding Diaz. Bayern looking for the second chance opportunity. Diaz to Stanisic. Olise, 2 in the box to aim for. Bayern adopting the patient approach. What a shame it was as well for a player that just continues to have a lot of misfortune when it comes to injuries. For now, Olise finding Diaz. Another costly slip there, just stifling the promising trickery. Goretzka now finding Diaz. Stanisic bursting forward as well. Diaz cutting infield. Olise to Coman. Couple of black shirts to aim for. One of them's Goretzka! But given the time and space he had in the Spurs box here, he has to hit the target at the very least. And had he hit the target, it would have been 2-0 Bayern. Great technique. Finally get that second goal before half-time, or are they going to leave the door open here? Diaz, Stanisic. Goretzka. Back to Stanisic. So little room. Crucial it was as well from Richarlison. Paulinho loses out. Kane flicking it through to Luis Diaz. Felt he needed a touch, and that allowed Vicario to rescue the situation. Well, Joao Paulinho would have been probably quite intent on. Olise's on the move. Kimmich finding Luis Diaz. Diaz back to Kimmich. Across to Coman. Coman drives! Sight of concern for Tottenham. Pedro Porro. Caught there by Luis Diaz. Those two have gone been going back and forth at each other all evening, truth be told, and a few late challenges and taps of the ankle, and now he dishes one out as well. Diaz to Elise, looking for the return. Luis Diaz went to be unselfish, and there was no one to turn it home. You got to like the idea from the Colombian, but really the pass wasn't on. Had to go for goal himself, but a soft one in the eyes of the referee. Now Bayern try and win the ball back quickly, but Tottenham have managed to break here. Bergvall, cheeky back heel to John. Lima. Well, Tar didn't have a lot of time to work with there. Just about got the pass off before Kudus arrived. Oh, brilliant play from Bayern. Toying with Tottenham. Come on now to Kane. Numbers forward, Harry Kane. To Luis Diaz. Round the corner for Stanisic. Back to Lima! A goal that had world class written all over it. It just didn't have the finish. How Bayern are not 2-0 up yet. Baffling for fans inside the Allianz Arena, I'm sure. Lost to Portugal here at the Allianz Arena and then lost to France in Stuttgart. Kingsley Coman! It's 2-0 Bayern on the hour mark. And finally they get their second goal. No less than their dominance has deserved. And it's delivered by Kingsley Coman. An eye-catching finish to get the Allianz Arena on its feet. Again, the high press proving dividends. Coman with only one. Signings along with Diaz, the man on the ball, and Jonathan Tah, the centre-back, who's come off now. Still Diaz goes on. Now Diaz, can he get his goal? It would be the icing on the cake at the Allianz Arena tonight. Instead it's Karl! Lennart Karl with his first goal at the Allianz Arena to make it 3-0 to Bayern against Tottenham. High hopes for the 17-year-old, and he gives Bayern fans a glimpse of just what he can bring to the table. Everyone expectant, waiting for the Diaz. Quarter of an hour remaining to what I'm sure will be a fantastic ovation